Some stories, they just stick with you. They get right under your skin. And it's not just that they're scary, it's how they're built. So today, we're going to take one of the most famous urban legends out there and just pull it apart, piece by piece. We're going to see what really makes it tick.
So let me ask you, how safe do you really feel in your own home? I mean, we all know that feeling, right? You lock the door at night, you're all tucked in, you're safe. But what if I told you the story we're looking at today takes that feeling, that perfect little sanctuary, and completely flips it on its head? It turns that comfort into the very source of the terror.
Okay, so it all starts with a super familiar classic setup. A girl is home alone. Bam. Right away, there's this instant sense of vulnerability. I mean, it's the foundation for so many horror stories for a reason, right? It taps into this really primal fear we all have of being isolated.
But wait, she's not completely alone. She has her dog. And this isn't just a pet, it's her companion, her protector. And this one single element of comfort, it becomes maybe the most important piece of the entire puzzle. It's like her emotional anchor in the dark.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? We've all said that, right? Usually with a kind of nervous laugh. Well, this story, it doesn't just answer that question. Oh no. It gives you a chillingly precise blueprint for the absolute worst-case scenario. All right, so this first part is all about setting the trap. The story's genius because it makes us feel two things at the exact same time: her vulnerability and her one single source of comfort. And believe me, both of those feelings are absolutely essential for what's about to happen. And look at how specific the details are here. Her parents are away on a trip. Poof, the main safety net is just gone. And the dog? It's not just a dog. It's her beloved and only companion. See what the story is doing? It's carefully setting the scales, piling up all this fear on one side, and then placing this one tiny little point of comfort on the other. So, once that perfect balance is set, the story throws in a little curveball. Just a tiny disruption, something that seems small, almost random, but it's the thing that's going to slowly start to unravel everything. And there it is. In the middle of the night, she hears a sound. This is the trigger. And notice, it's not some big jump scare, right? Not a loud bang. It's something subtle. The kind of noise your own mind can play tricks on you with, which honestly makes it so much more unnerving. And think about that choice of sound for a second. A drip. It's rhythmic. It's persistent. And you know how it is? Once you hear a sound like that, you just can't unhear it. Suddenly, all of her anxiety, and let's be real, our anxiety too, gets laser-focused on that one single maddening sound. Okay, so right when our anxiety is hitting its peak, the story does something brilliant. It gives us an out. It pulls way back from the tension and gives the character, and us, this really powerful moment of relief. It's like letting the air out of a balloon. So she's scared. And what does she do? It's pure instinct. She doesn't get up to investigate the noise, of course not. She reaches for comfort. She reaches for that anchor she has in the dark. Her dog. And this lays out the conflict perfectly, doesn't it? On one hand, you've got this vague, scary fear, this unknown dripping noise. But on the other, you have the very real physical comfort of her dog licking her hand. And for this moment, you know what? Comfort wins. And just like that, poof, the tension is gone. The fear was built up, and now it's been completely erased. We feel safe again, right along with her. But what we don't realize is we've just been led into a trap, a total false sense of security. But here's the thing. Everything we've gone through so far, that was just the setup. All that relief we felt, it was temporary. And the peace of this new morning, well, it's about to be absolutely shattered. Ah, these 3 words. But the next morning. Instantly, all that dread just comes rushing right back in. That peaceful sleep she just had is now completely overshadowed by this awful sinking feeling. And the story is just masterful here. It holds back the big reveal for one final beat. It's just squeezing out every last drop of anticipation. We know something is terribly wrong, but we have no idea what. And then we see it, the first part of the horrifying truth, her dog, hanging from the ceiling. It's just a complete and brutal violation of everything that dog represented. Safety, comfort, love, all of it. Dead. That one word, it just lands like a punch to the gut. There's no room for doubt, no ambiguity. Her protector, her only companion, is gone. And in the silence that follows a reveal like that, That's when the real horror starts to sink in.
But see, the shock of what she's seeing, that's only the first layer of the horror. The second, much deeper horror, that begins when all the little pieces of the puzzle start clicking into place in her mind.
The story says she feels complete despair. And you have to ask, why despair? Why not just sadness or grief? Well, it's because she's starting to realize she's been terribly, horribly deceived. The true nightmare isn't just what she sees, it's what she's about to understand.
Okay, let's put it all together. The dripping sound, the thing she was so scared of, that wasn't the threat. It was a symptom of the threat. And the comforting lick, that wasn't comfort at all. It was a lie. And then the awful truth just slams into place. The dripping, that was her dog's blood, which means something else was under her bed, licking her hand all night long.
This, right here, is the absolute key to why this story is so terrifying. It's a storytelling technique called subversion of comfort. Basically, the story takes the one single thing that makes us feel safe, in this case, the dog's reassuring lick, and it turns it into a weapon. It transforms comfort into violation. And that is why it's so psychologically devastating.
And then there's one last, horrifying little detail to just lock it all in place. The investigation confirms it. The dog was killed during the night. So think about that. While she was being comforted, while she was feeling safe and drifting back to sleep, the worst had already happened. The killer was already in the room with her, hiding just inches away.
And that's what makes this urban legend so powerful, so timeless. It doesn't just tell you a scary story about a monster. No, it's way smarter than that. It leaves you with a question that kind of echoes long after the story's over and makes you wonder, what sounds are you ignoring in the dark?